So, let's get started though. So, Injustice 2 Mobile.
Injustice 2 Mobile.
Tell me about the new mobile game.
So there's a lot of really cool things that we've done in this mobile game. I'll talk about some of the bigger points, and if you
and I'll ask questions about that.
Please,
cool.
Yeah. So the first big thing that we did, we've made a few of these mobile fighting games.
Right.
Each time we've iterated on these games, we've sort of ended up the combat. We wanted to really take it to the next level as best we could each game. Well, this game we wanted to take it as far as we think it could go, especially for Injustice 2 being the big game that it is. So the combat in the new game actually takes full advantage of the touchscreen interface. In the console game, you've got your combos. We added a whole combo system to the mobile game.
Which, when I heard about it, I didn't know if it could be pulled off.
Yeah, we prototyped it. years ago. Yeah. At this point,
it feels like it, right?
God, it honestly feels like a week ago. But we prototyped it years ago. When we first put it together, we were all a little skeptical because it was change, and change is scary. And when we started actually fiddling with it and playing with it, we found out that it was just an incredible amount of fun. The coolest thing that we've added in addition to that, and this sort of allows the combo system to exist, is actual movement in the game. So it's no longer a player-controlled AI. You actually control where the character that you've got lands on the fight line. So you can swipe backwards and fire projectiles.
And dash back, dash forward.
Yep,
yeah.
Dash back, dash forward. We have high attacks, we have low attacks. And low attacks, it's nice to actually go through blocks, which is pretty cool. We also added an additional special for every character. So instead of having 2 specials and a super move, we now have 3 specials and a super move.
Now I've had here in the studio, we may have some special devices. We could have played the game early. And when I first started doing that, it took me a second. Then I was like, I was doing 12 hit combos, and the bigger your combo is,
the more damage.
Incrementally, the more damage, percentage wise. So your goal, like our games, is to get as much damage out as possible combo wise, right?
Yep.
And the cool thing I like about it too is that I loved Injustice 1, I played a lot of that, but this you really feel in command of your character, and you feel when we make these games, obviously, the one thing, if you're playing as superheroes, you want to feel powerful.
Yep.
And on the mobile app, you feel powerful because you are moving the character, you're running around, right, Steve?
Absolutely. So it sounds like you still have the stats and the strategy before the gameplay, but then the actual gameplay is more evolved than ever.
Yes, exactly.
I've actually found I have I can talk about who I have.
Yeah, absolutely.
I have a Green Arrow character, who's one of my favorite characters, personality-wise.
Yeah.
And I've actually found a couple cool things that I'll do to the computer that's like my go-to, my bread and butter on mobile, which is really neat.
Yeah, part of the movement, one of the cool things that we added were actually traps to some of the specials. So you can lay traps on the fight line for the opponent to walk into. So I'll do cool things like do a whole combo and end it with a trap, like Batman, for example, puts a stun grenade down.
Right.
And the enemy walks that stun grenade, that stuns that character, and you could tag in one of your other teammates at that point to start a whole new combo over again.
I didn't know that. I'm going to write that down.
And it's cool because you can see there are moves in the mobile version that are not in the console.
We took a lot of the animations from console and we made our own sort of custom combat. But every character has their own unique animation set. That's the thing. We don't share animations between characters. Everyone has their own custom sort of nav and fight style.
Right. Another thing, we talked about characters. Great variety of characters.
Yes. We have just a ton of the characters from Injustice 2 in Injustice 2 Mobile. Right. Each of those characters has at least 2 versions. Some have 3. We went through the painstaking process of looking at all the thousands of pieces of gear that the console game had, and making our own visually stunning characters with those pieces of gear.
Maybe we could show some of the gameplay too while we're out here. That'd be good, so we can kind of see what we're talking about when it comes to the combos. We got Catwoman, Cyborg going in. That we're talking about combos.
Right.
Huge combo.
Yep.
Also, just a mobile game. You expect mobile games nowadays are starting to look really good, but this game looks fantastic.
It's the most visually stunning game that we've ever made. Again, when we started this whole thing, however long ago, we wanted to step it up, not just in the combat, but in the visuals. We actually moved to Unreal Engine 4 for this game, and we were able to do so much with these characters. I mean, like I said, the models and the gear that we had at our disposal allowed us to just make a wide variety of really great looking characters.
And another thing that I really like about this mobile game is that there seems to be always something you can be doing. We'll get more into that in a little bit, but there's always you can go do the story, which we'll talk about in a second.
Yeah,
You can go
yeah,
through
yeah.
your different ladders. You can go send people off, which we'll discuss in a little bit.
Yep.
Like there's always there's almost a circle of things. Like I've done this, now I'm gonna go do this, now I'm gonna go level this character up and do this. So really, there's always something to be doing in the game.
Yep.
So stay on it.
Yeah.
One thing I love about the visuals of the game, the hand-drawn art on the character select and
Yeah.
the UI is amazing looking.
Yeah.
Like it is the it is the Injustice 2 mobile game, but it does have its very own art style
Yeah.
in its UI, and the character cards are amazing.
They look
Yeah.
so cool.
The team, everyone did a great job on that stuff. So this stream generally has been for console. People love. I mean, of course, we're always going to have you in here because we're all part of the same team.
Yeah.
But console fans might want to know if they want to get into the mobile game, what they can kind of get from that. So, first off, big one. You talked about it in LA.
I did.
If you link each game,
Correct.
Injustice 2 to mobile, you will get the Grid Premiere skin, which we're going to show right now. Well, that's just his load screen right there. You'll get Grid just from linking.
Yep, just from linking. You know, you link the 2 games and you get Grid on console.
Now, here's the cool thing. If you play, there's also different currencies you can get by just playing.
Yep.
So if you play, say, the mobile game one day, you'll get a bronze mother box in console.
Correct. The first time you link it, though, you actually get a diamond mother
Yes,
box,
you get
too.
Grid and a diamond.
Correct.
Sorry about that. Yes. If you play the console game, on mobile, you'll get...
You will get our power gems, and you'll get sim tickets for battles.
And I will say power gems are very important because
Yes.
that's how you can unlock some of the new cool characters.
Correct.
And just by the math that I did, in about a week, you can buy a box.
Yes, absolutely.
Which is great.
Yeah.
Something just fell. We're all good. Finally, this is big. When the game comes out, which is very soon.
Yes.
Very soon. As in, is it tomorrow?
It's tomorrow.
Right.
Our official launch is tomorrow.
It's tomorrow.
Yeah.
You can play the first chapter of the story.
Yep, we put we actually took the cinematics from the console game, and we put the first chapter into mobile. And our plan, as long as you guys want it,
Yeah.
our plan is to continue to release chapters over time.
Right. So if you are a person who wants to know what the story is right away, tomorrow you can play the first chapter of the story.
Yeah.
And I want to say this. This is absolutely wonderful. The story looks beautiful. Like it is it is what the console
Yes.
looks like. It's amazing.
Yes, it's the cinematics. We have the seamless transitions into fights.
Yep.
I can't believe we pulled it off.
So I will say the first chapter of the story has one real big oh crap moment that you might want to check out. So if you don't want to get spoiled, hey, save the story on mobile for another time.
Yeah.
But if you want to see it right now, tomorrow you can play the first chapter of the story on mobile.
Yep.
And let's be honest, you want those spoilers. You want
You
to
want
yeah.
those
Who
spoilers.
can wait?
Everybody
Who
does.
can wait?
This game's gonna have a ton of context, and it's gonna keep coming and keep coming and
Yep.
keep coming. Where can we find us to learn more about it? We go to Facebook.
You can go to Facebook. You can go to Twitter. You can also go to injustice.com/mobile.
So we'll put a screen up right now. We did create a whole new Twitter account for the Injustice game on mobile. So there it is. So please follow us there so you can get all the updated news and whatnot. Here's a big piece of news too that I'm very excited to talk about. We will continue doing console streams as long for the life of the game. We love doing them, but starting hopefully, I'm not going to give an exact date. Hopefully at the end of May, early June.
Yep.
We will be doing a Watchtower mobile stream that'll happen hopefully once a month. I don't want to give exact dates out or how long I want to do it. That's my goal right now. It'll be me with a very special guest host. Co-host, pardon. Ray McCaffrey.
Hi, how's it going?
So there he is, Ray McCaffrey. And Matt Burke back there. So we'll be doing,
Matt.
for all you mobile fans and all you console fans who are going to come into the mobile fold, we'll be doing a stream telling you about what's coming out, what we're working on, what we're fixing. Anything. We're going to be very open with what we talk about on the mobile stream and really give you a first taste of what you're going to have.
Yeah, I mean, our other games, they've lasted for years thanks to the support of all of our wonderful players. And so we just want to engage with you guys even more on Injustice 2 Mobile.
So we'll have Watchtower Mobile coming very soon. I'm excited to host it with you. Steve won't be here because he doesn't talk much.
Yeah, no, he's a real quiet guy.
What happened to that guy?
Notice that?
So before we let you go, I do want to talk about a few things that are very important. We asked for questions from the community.
Yes.
So today we're going to handle all questions mobile.
Yes.
Next, on Friday when we come back with our gear stream with John Edwards, we're going to talk more console questions. But today, mobile only.
Yes.
We're going to start now. The Adalid7 asks, will console DLC show up in the mobile game?
It's something that we have done in our past games, and it's something that we are actively talking about. The more excited that our players are about characters, the more likely we are to pursue them for mobile. So, what characters do you guys want to see?
Right. Yeah. Tweet at Injustice to Go.
Yep.
Next question. Will the rest of the characters from console, because there are some that aren't in mobile yet,
yes,
will they show up?
Yes, I mean long term, as long as our players want the content, we're going to keep adding characters as fast as we can.
For instance, I got a tweet just the other day from a guy who was like, "Hey, I'm really excited about the mobile game. Blue Beetle's my guy."
Yeah.
So,
hey,
will we maybe see Blue Beetle? Let's maybe.
If we're gonna keep doing story mode, probably gonna need Blue Beetle at some point. Yeah.
So we kind of already answered this. Let's do it again. Will the story mode be available right away?
Right away. Chapter 1, right away.
And then adding chapters as we go.
Correct.
My favorite here, my favorite name from Twitter, Brutal Strudel. Now we've done this in the past.
Yeah.
Will there be characters that are exclusive to mobile that don't show up on console?
Yeah, in our previous games in Injustice 1 and MKX, that is something that we did. Again, what characters do you guys want to see?
Yeah, we'll keep talking about that. We kind of went over this, but deciding to jumping and dashing, just more vigorous, awesome, badass combat.
Yeah, you feel it. Like there's no moment in which you're sort of waiting for the enemy to do something. You are constantly engaging and deciding how you want to attack your enemy. Right? Like if you see a really big special charging up, you can actually dash back and completely evade it. And you can of course block it. Some characters even have a shield that deals the damage back to them. But you get to sort of choose the way that you interact with the enemy.
What I found was that I can never lay back.
Yeah.
I always had to be going in. I had to be paying attention, you know, which I like.
Yeah.
I like being stimulated that way.
Well, each of the characters and all the pieces of gear that they have in the mobile game actually have randomly rolled effects in them. So what you can do is if you're a highly offensive player, you can set up your character with their character talents and the gear effects on their individual pieces of gear, and each character has 5. You can actually min-max and decide, I want to have a highly offensive character, and add those specific stats to your gear. They're not preset for you. They are... You set them up.
Like we talk about in console. Like you're able to, like something we kind of, my fault for writing the script, gear is a big deal in this game.
Gear is a huge deal in this game.
So you get gear
yes.
and you're able to play a character the way you want them to.
Exactly.
So sorry about that. Gear's here too, and it's big.
And it's not just a 2D piece of art that you collect either. Each character has their 5 pieces of gear. You collect all 5. The model changes and the card art changes. So you guys are talking about that awesome card art.
Right.
Each character has 3 models and 3 different cards
so
that are associated with them.
There's flash card,
and it'll
keep getting more badass.
Yep. Once you've got all 5 pieces of gear, you have like the next level of him, and once you've leveled up that character, that gear, specifically the gear, you will get the elite version of the character.
We might see that in a section, right, Steve?
I'd love to see it.
Okay, not yet though. So, are there going to be challenges like we've had in past games?
Not quite like we've had, but yes, we do have challenge mode coming, and it's starting this Friday. We're going to have our very first challenge with Speed Force Flash. Previously, the challenge lasted...
Let's show that real quick, too.
Previously, the challenges in our other games lasted about 2 to 3 weeks, depending on the character. We've sort of felt that was a little too long. We weren't giving people the characters that they wanted fast enough. So now our challenges are basically going to run every weekend with a new character every weekend. And you'll work towards unlocking that character as those challenges pop up.
And we'll see here, like you got all the gear here. And it gets visually changed.
Visually changed, yeah.
I mean, we actually can show some of his cool combo stuff, too, which is neat, too.
Yeah, Speed Force Flash is a lot of fun.
I believe Angelo from Mobile put this little situation together.
Yeah.
He did all these combos.
And he's the combat designer for the game, and he did a fantastic job.
So you can tell, Speed Force Flash looks really awesome.
Yeah.
One final question, one final thing we want to talk about is there's a thing called operations. Can you explain operations real quick?
So, like we said, there's a wide variety of heroes and villains that you'll collect while playing Injustice 2, and multiple versions of those characters. So when as you collect these characters, you set a team of 3, and you can have different teams of 3 and different features. But as you sort of level up a specific team, you've got these extra characters. So what you can do is you can send them away on these operations, and they are real-world amounts of time. You send them away on these missions. You can't use them while they're away, but they go away for 30 minutes or 60 minutes, 12 hours if you want. It just depends on the power of your character. You can send them away, and they come back with with different currencies. They come back with credits and gems and actually XP for the character, which is the coolest thing in my opinion.
So while you're playing here, you can send them away to do their thing. They can come back. Now you can play with them. Send the other people away.
Right.
Like, yeah, there's a lot. Again, like we said earlier, always something happening.
Yes.
So awesome, Ray. That was great.
Yeah.
Injustice 2 Mobile starts tomorrow. Steve, right?
Yeah, I can't wait.